Good evening. I'm here with Fozzie and with a couple of the guys from King Kraken. We're going to be talking all things King Kraken and Pentre Fest. So, guys, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hey, I'm Rich, drummer of King Kraken.
I'm Pete, and I'm the guitarist and backing vocals.
So, first of all, I'd like to apologise because we did want to have all of you on board, but we've had a few technical difficulties. Those technical difficulties are Fozzie's. Bless him, we love him, but he sometimes cocks up. So I like to get that out of the way at the start. So Fozzie will redeem himself by making sure you have the best sound you've ever had at Pentre Fest.
Sounds good.
Gonna bump us up to the main stage now.
Shouldn't be hard. Well, just a heavy Blackstone Cherry tribute.
We'll be having words.
Well, where's the leave
button? I'm sorry about it. Normally I'm the cunt. So.
Yeah, but you didn't come to my beef for Beanie. Anyway,
well, there you go. Well, so should we start off? Can you just tell us a little bit about what you've got going on at the moment?
I'll go first, Pete. So we're releasing our album on January 27th. It's been like a 3-month campaign before we started in October. Released our first single, Haddonfield 78, from the album, and that's done really well on Kerrang and this, that, and the other. We've had some wicked reviews for our album, like really amazing reviews. The second single came on December 12th, which is Green Terror, which is like literally smashed it out of the park for us.
I love that track, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. It's really done some really good things. We've been on Planet Rock with it, been on Kerrang with it in top 10 the Primordial radio charts. Honestly, like we knew that song was going to be good when we recorded it and all the rest of it. Well, we didn't quite realize the impact that it's had, and it's been a bit of a shock to us all, really, because I think, and people agree with me here, is like since probably like midweek, Christmas week, really, we've pretty much done an interview every single day. It has literally been on fire, like, you know, like emails firing back and forth, our PR companies, like, you know, pretty much every day and all the rest of it. And we actually had an interview with a German company yesterday, and we had another call after that, and we all said, "Good job, boys. We pretty much got a week off now, so down tools, take it in before the album comes out. Hard work begins after the album come out." And then Fozzie messaged me earlier on. I was like, "Oh yeah, the interview was at 8 o'clock tonight." Like, and I'm like, "Whoa, hang on a minute now. I thought I had a week off." But yeah, it's going really well for us at the moment, and I don't think me or you, Pete, or any of the rest of the band, you know, probably thought, you know, when we were recording the album, they would actually have this much impact to this point, and basically nobody's heard the album yet. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you've only heard two singles from it. But yeah, I mean, you know, how do you say, it's been special. Like, it's been special to this point, and there's a lot better things coming, which is like unbelievable. It's great.
Which is Pentre Fest, obviously.
Well, and that's exactly what I meant. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you have been around for quite a while, and you've just been bubbling in the background, really. But the last few weeks, I've noticed that your profile is, you know, really took a bit of a upswing, hasn't it? So obviously it's a great thing. So it looks like we've got you right at the right time.
Yeah.
Has it happened since you got your shorts out in Ibiza, though, Rich? Is that what it is? It's because the legs have been out. Everyone's noticed.
It's got something to do with it, right?
Definitely. I think I stood on that same rock and definitely didn't look as sexy. That's what it is.
Did you have a shorts on though?
Yeah. The shorts were on. But...
that was a good week though, wasn't it, boys? That was a great week.
It was really good.
That was a really good week. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably. I know it's that the second time that I've seen you guys live, but
Yeah.
I don't know what you thought, but you seemed a lot more relaxed on stage. Maybe it's because of the holiday atmosphere and being away, but you could see that the band has progressed and that you guys are growing. Do you feel a lot more comfortable with what you're doing and feel as though you've progressed over the last couple of years?
Yeah, I think that obviously it comes with experience of bigger stages. We've all played in numerous bands over the years, played thousands of gigs, but I think this is the only one that we've really thought is, we could actually do something with, and people are actually taking notice of us. We've been in cover bands, and we've all done sort of, pushed and did, Hard Rock Hell here and there and things like that. But we've never sort of taken it seriously. But this time round, everybody in the band is of the same mind. We've got this focus. We want to progress. We're happy with the music that we write. We're happy with the music we play. And the responses that we get in are fantastic. I put it down to my legs. They do in the video, actually. One of my Richard's legs. I think it's my legs.
Listen, lads, just because you come into North Wales does not mean you're going to have a knobbly knees competition or anything like that.
Well,
you
mean
hiding high or anything like that.
It's all to do with Mark's kilt, really. It's the kilt that does the job. When he stands on the front monitors, everyone on the front's like, bloody hell.
Yeah, you can see his Kraken. But yeah, it is really, it's definitely taken an upshot in the last, the last 3 months since we announced the album and all the rest of it, and like our pre-sales and of the album and all the rest of it, because we did a pre-order, have just been phenomenal. Like, we've just sent those out now, actually, but yeah, it's just been phenomenal. Like, to see people's responses and this, that, and the other, and it's like, oh my god, what the hell is going on here? And and to a degree, like, I don't think even we realize, like, what's going on at the moment. You know what I mean? Like, because it's very. I have a very, how would you say, like, a very warped opinion of the band, like, sort of thing. It's very different. I see it very differently, and I don't know if Pete would agree here, but I see it very differently to what, like, other bands and other people looking at us. So, like, oh my god, they're on Planet Rock, they're on, Kerrang, they're on Primordial, this, that, and the other. But I don't know why it is, like, but and it was the same when I was listening to the album and stuff like that. Like, it's a very how do you say? It's a very strange sort of place to be, like, because especially with the album and all the rest of it, because, like, we recorded that back in April, and when do we have it, Pete? Was it like July you finished, like, mixing and all the rest of it?
July, August, something like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, I listened to it and I was like, oh my god, this is great. Like, and then I listened to it a little bit more and I was like, do you know what? I have no idea what other people are going to think about this. Like, because it is very strange being in the band, isn't it, Pete?
The thing with the album, though, I think looking at it from the inside, I think everybody who records an album or a song always has this, attachment to it because it's their baby type of thing. But
yeah,
this seems different somehow because I can't even put it into words myself. It's something different to everything else that I listen to. It's something fresh. It's heavy and full of emotion and anger and angst and happiness, and it's just fucking amazing. Actually, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to blow that trumpet, get my legs out, and blow it out.
So you said, obviously, you've said you've been played on Kerrang and Planet Rock. I mean, these are stations that I give up on a long time ago, because they just, to me, they turn their back on the heavier stuff. So it's really nice to hear that they are actually taking some time to check out underground bands and heavier bands, and actually with that that aren't Metallica and Iron Maiden. I mean, nothing against them bands, but I mean, to be fair, you look around and you listen to them now. It's either rehashed 80s stuff or it's pop punk, innit?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you certainly haven't got the fringes to get into Metal Hammer. So
yeah.
how do you feel about actually bringing their attention to the underground?
I personally think that I think we're in a very good place because we were able to stretch across a few genres because we can play the rock, the sort of clutchy stuff, and then we can play the heavier stuff as well. And even the people that are into thrash and things like that, there's elements of the heavier styles of music within our songs. And I think that's what attracts people. I think because people say, I can't stand all that screaming, growling stuff. Yeah, but it's not. It's not in every song. It's not all the time. It's just sort of here and there,
It's
And
when it needs to be in it,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not over the top. It's where it needs to be. We're trying to get a bit of anger across, or emotion, and that's where it is, and that's where it stays. And it's not all the time through the song. I think that we are in the right place. I don't think there's many bands out there like us who sound like us, who are pushing forward like us either. I think we've all got the same goal, and we just want to push forward and go up a notch now.
Yeah. It is very rare, and I've never really had it, where you have five guys who will say something and commit to something and be like, right, this is what we're doing. We're going forward. You know what I mean? Like, we have small goals that we want to achieve, which then work up into bigger goals and all the rest of it. But I mean, like, as it going back to like the question, I suppose, like, bringing a bit of a shine on the underground is great for us, because there's so many amazing underground bands that just don't have, how do you say, like, just don't have that interest in them, like, which is so weird for me, like, you know what I mean? It's so strange, because it's, like, we were talking with the Lords of Ruin guys on Saturday, and they're from Carlisle and all the rest of it, and like, they're an amazing band, like, they're so good. You know what I mean? Like, but, and they are, to be fair, they have a lot of attention and all the rest of it. But everybody needs more, like, you know what I mean? Especially, with the bands we play with, like, and all the rest of it, like Master Charger, Bad Earth, and all the rest of it. Like, we haven't played with them for a while now, but obviously, Pentre Fest, we joining forces again.
Ben told me to send you a big sloppy kiss.
It is good to start seeing start seeing people pay attention to underground music again, I suppose. You know what I mean? And yeah, I feel as if we are kind of like on like the edge of that now, I suppose. Like, and yeah, it just feels good, man. It's just mad, because like I said, we have spent a lot of time and a lot of money on this album, haven't we, to really get it where it is as well. So yeah, I can't wait for you guys to hear it when it's out next week. Like, but the weird thing is like, it's out next week, and I'm like, oh my god, man! Like, how quick has this come about? Like, I just don't want it to stop. Like, it's crazy.
I think this is where it begins, myself, and
fingers crossed.
Having all the all the sort of the feedback and all the reviews from the album, which is just causing a stir at the moment, and there is a bit of a buzz. You can feel it, and we went to the Patriot in Crumlin, which is up in the valleys, on the weekend to watch Lords of Ruin and to support our one of our promoter mates, and we played there sort of a few months back, and nobody knew us, and somebody just said, "Oh, the King Kraken boys are in," and the whole place sort of exploded, and we were just like, "What?
What the hell's going on here?"
Nobody knew us a few months ago, and we've just sold out our album launch gig in Merthyr Tydfil, and we're just thrilled with it. I think the buzz is getting out there now, which is what we sort of, and what we didn't anticipate it, but we were hoping that it would happen.
Yeah. That's ultimately what we wanted from the PR campaign and the new album, really, was to just step it up to that next level, Yeah, it's definitely gone to a new level. I'll be honest with you, like, but yeah, it don't come very easy. You know what I mean? Like, there's been tons and tons and tons of work that we've all put in. You know what I mean? Like, especially like assets, and this, that, and the other, and everywhere and all the rest of it. And generally coordinating a PR campaign is like unbelievable. Like unbelievable. Like the amount of emails that we fire back every day and all the rest of it. Like you said, in a Pete, it's just mad, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, and you think of realistically, if we sit down and actually think about the money we've spent, like, we could have all had a banging holiday, like, you know.
We did.
We didn't pay for that
though. So during the writing process for the album, obviously there's the 5 year there. Who is it that comes up with sort of each element of the songs? Where do the influences come from? That sort of thing. I think we probably touched on a couple with me calling you Heavy Metal Blackstone Cherry and Pete mentioning Clutch. But what do you guys feel like are your influences?
It's a difficult one because it's mainly sort of myself and Carl come up with riff ideas and bring them to the band. But I don't really think, oh, this sounds like this band or this sounds like that band. It's just whatever happens at the time. And
we haven't got one aim, have we? Really, you know? It's not like it's oh yeah, we're gonna sound like Mastodon in this song, like or anything like that, you know.
I think we just sound like King Kraken when we get together and play whatever we play, and I think we the way that we construct a song, it can take a long time. You know, it can take a number of weeks because we only sort of get together for a few hours a week, and a lot of the time, obviously, we sort of just rehearsing. But we do take time then to write tracks as well. But we can take a long time because there's a lot of criticism, constructive criticism within the band to make the song as best as it can be. And a lot of the time, my ideas aren't always what everybody else in the band wants, and vice versa. And we just keep at it until we're all happy. And that's why I think the album is so special to us. It's because this is the best of the best that we've put out, you know.
Definitely.
There's no fillers on this album.
No. I mean, when you look at Green Terror, the pre-chorus riff in Green Terror has probably been in 5 or 6 other songs. You know what I mean? Like, and it's never worked in those songs as well as what it have in Green Terror. So we like pulled it from one song, like, oh, does it fit this song and this and the other? But I suppose like our sort of main sort of I wouldn't say thanks for the time for making the songs and all the rest of it. It's COVID though, I suppose. You know what I mean? Like, because realistically, we've had two and a half years to write this album. You know, and you know, I think 2020 we had the Chaos Engine EP, and the week before we went into lockdown, we were in the studio with Ramesh and we recorded 4 songs, and then like the next week we were like, oh God.
yeah.
But you know, and nothing really happened. You know what I mean? Like, and then like we started kicking again and all the rest of it in the August of 2021. And the weird thing is like about like us as well is like we're not like people. We just say we're from South Wales, right? And it's probably easier to say that we're from Cardiff than actually explaining where we're all from.
Cardiff.
So Pete actually lives in Llanelli, right, which is an hour and 20 minutes away from where I live, right. It's probably about an hour 45 from where Adam lives. Basically, Pete lives in East Wales. I live
West Wales.
Pete lives in West Wales. I live in East Wales, right. So we practice between Cardiff and Swansea and all the rest of it, right? So in COVID, it was quite difficult at some points to get together, wasn't it? You know what I mean?
Oh, we couldn't.
Yeah, we literally couldn't, like, but we always like said, right, we're gonna have a right into today. We'll send riffs back and forth on our group chats and all the rest of it, and this, that, and the other. And I suppose, you know, if we didn't have that time, I don't think the album would be as refined as what it is, really, is it? And we wouldn't be as happy as what we are with it, because you know, we didn't have 2.5 years to, you know, to write it, really, you know what I mean, like, which is mad, like. But yeah, I suppose that, you know, like I said, you know, I don't want to say thanks to COVID, but at the same time, like, you know, that really gave us time. Yeah, you know what I mean? It really gave us time to be able to focus and knuckle down and be like, right, this song is going to sound great on it and this, that, and the other. And the weird thing was, like, it's like when we came back to playing and all the rest of it, we had, like, I think it was Proctor's Ledge, wasn't it, Pete? We played Proctor's Ledge, which is like number 7 on the album, right? And it's quite a slow, doomy, like, sound, like a bit bluesy and all the rest of it. And we played it and we were like, oh my God, that was shit, boys. So we were actually like, oh my God, like, I don't know if this one is actually going to work on the album and all the rest of it, like, but like when it actually came around to recording, then, like, it was special. Recording was, like, just unbelievable. And we recorded the album in like 6 days, didn't we? With Ramesh.
Yeah.
And Ramesh was just out this world. You know what I mean? Like, he works from like 9 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. You know,
he pushed us, didn't he? Though he really
massively. He really pushed us to bring out the best in us. You know what I mean? And yeah, you know, it does show. Like, we think it shows, anyways. You know. But yeah,
I believe that if we hadn't recorded the EP with Ramesh, I don't think the album would have sounded as good as it does, because he sort of grew with us in the studio.
Yeah,
I think, and he knew what we wanted, and he brought the best out of us. And the album is so much easier to record than the EP, actually.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
It just flowed, and he had a better workflow with us, and he was pushing us to sort of get things the way that, you know, he thought would be best, and, you know, producing us as a band, which really worked well, and it's come out for the best, you know.
Yeah. Oh, and we've got to say thanks to him for that, because, like, you know, we're a small band, you know what I mean? Like, and when it comes to, like, you know, looking at his back catalogue, he's recording Motorhead, Bring Me Your Horizon, Those Damn Crows, Funeral for a Friend. He created all those, like, iconic albums and all the rest of it, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then it's like, oh my God, he's recording us. Like, what the hell's going on? But he really took a chance on us, really, didn't he? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did. You know, he didn't have to record us, did he? And
no, not at all.
Didn't record everybody. And that's a good thing, you know. I think he's able to pick and choose who he records, and I think we were very lucky to actually fall into that bracket, you know.
Yeah.
So how did your relationship with Ramesh come about then?
Go on, Rich.
So when we were looking at producers, right, we were like, okay, like, there's a lot of good ones around us and all the rest of it, but who's the best, right? Because we want to have the best product to be able to show to people, right? And we were only saying the other day, like, that pretty much all of our songs now that are available on Spotify are recorded by Ramesh, right? So initially we were like, okay, he's the best, right? So, okay, can we afford him? Like, we're like, oh, you know, we can just talk about money, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's the. But anyways, yeah, like, we contacted him, we sent him a few demos and all the rest of it, and he was just like, yeah, let's go, like, let's do it. I got space here, I got space there, this, that, and the other. Just pick one, let me know, and we'll do it. And, you know, I suppose, you know, he came to see us in Fuel not so long back, like, and you know, he's a genuinely lovely guy, you know what I mean? Like, and you never think that he was a Grammy Award winning, you know what I mean, like, a producer who's recorded all these bands and all the rest of it, because he's got no ego whatsoever, you know what I mean? Like, he's just he's such a nice guy, like, you know.
So down to it.
Yeah, he is. You know what I mean? Like, and I, you know, I think initially we were all like super nervous, like, because that was the first time we'd ever met him, and it's like, oh my god, like, it's Ramesh, like, you know what I mean? But I think the second time we went in, he puts. It's very weird the way he does it, right? Because he gets the best out of you without putting pressure on you, right? Which sounds mental, right? But I like when we're recording the album, I don't think there was one moment where I thought, oh, do you know what I mean? Like, I gotta get this done now. Like, it wasn't time sensitive or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, look, just relax. Let's go. Let's talk it through what parts we need to talk about and all the rest of it, and let's just smash it out. You know what I mean? And you know, he had like a whole WhatsApp group, and they were sending drum files off to like Newcastle, and somebody was editing them in Newcastle and then sending them back. So like, okay, this one's ready for bass, this, that, and the other. It was so like professional, wasn't it?
It was. The workflow was just extremely impressive. And you know, we were sort of recording in two studios within the studio. You know, Richard was banging out the drums, and you know, somebody else was doing a guitar or bass or whatever in the next room, and we were smashing them out, though, to be honest. And it's I was really impressed that we finished it, to be honest, in such a short time.
Yeah. You know? It was mad, wasn't it? But I suppose, you know, when you ask about relationship and all the rest of it, like, we've got a good relationship with Ramesh now, haven't we? You know what I mean? Like, he's going to come into our album launch and all the rest of it on the 28th of January now, which is sold out. Woohoo!
You know what's annoying about that?
What's that?
I'm in Cardiff.
Oh, you scumbag!
On the 28th of January.
Man,
and yeah, I can't get there because I haven't got any tickets.
Bring your camera with you.
Unlucky.
Bring your camera with you.
I'm actually at another event with work, but if I could find the time, then we might.
Are you going to Blackstone Cherry? That's the question.
No.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to Blackstone Cherry. I was going to call you a scumbag then.
No,
is that on in Cardiff the same night? Is it?
Yeah. But like, that's another thing. Like how the hell we managed to sell our gig out when Blackstone Cherry are in Cardiff, not even 20 minutes away. You know what I mean?
Actually, the heavy version of Blackstone Cherry.
It's mad, though. Like, it's mad. Yeah, but you think everybody would want to go see Blackstone Cherry, and you're like, oh my god. It's good, man. It feels good that the people. It feels good that people want to put that you know, spending money on us and stuff like that. Like, you know, yeah, it's all going.
The question is, though, is it a really tiny room that you booked?
Yeah, it's only 30 people.
It's a little small cupboard. You get 3 or 4 people in there.
No, the Red House is actually $250. Yeah, so it's like a real nice venue, and we've got some really, really cool things planned as well. If you see a picture of the Red House, it's like this old. Oh, I don't know. How would you describe it?
It's the old town hall.
Is it?
Yeah, it is the old town hall.
Okay, yeah. So, but it's all like oldie worldy. Like it looks amazing from outside. Like, but it's lit up red, right? But for the album launch, they're gonna light it up green for us. Like,
oh, nice.
So the whole building's gonna be green, and it's like, what the hell?
So with the green house for one night only.
Yeah. So
that's pretty cool.
The only problem is the greenhouse sounds shit, doesn't it? It's like, oh, I'm gonna grow my plants tonight. Like,
well, there used to be a band in Flintshire called Red House, actually.
Oh, did it?
That's an interesting little bit of information.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us a little bit about, you know, your influences, whether it affects your writing, or if it's just something you just like to sit and listen to, or is it music that influences your writing, other people's music, or do you use it TV shows or the current events, that sort of thing?
I think with Mark as the lyricist, he always sort of fixates on films and horror and anything that is supernatural and anything that isn't normal, because he's not normal himself. He just sort of levitates to any horror movies and things like that, and it's got to have a dark story to it, whatever it is, really.
Yeah.
And which really works for us, because you know, we do rein him in with the cheese sometimes, don't we? We say, "Come on,
Yeah,
Mark."
100%. Yeah,
But you know, 9 times out of 10, he's spot on, and it's just what we're looking for, really.
yeah.
You've got a lot of influences and things that influence you, haven't you, Rich?
Yeah. I mean, like my favorite ever band is Pantera. And I'm not saying we sound like Pantera or nothing like that, but you know, certain riffs here and this, that, and the other, you can hear, oh yeah, that's Pantera-esque, you know what I mean? Like, again, Clutch are another one of my favorite bands ever, really, and you know, Primordial Radio done a piece on us the other day calling us the UK's answer to Clutch, and I was just like, what the hell? And then Kerrang put out the tweet the other day, and saying they were going to play our music, and we were next to Metallica and Pantera, and I was just like, I'm not even joking. All right, this sounds going to sound pathetic, but I literally cried, like, because I was like, I have listened to these bands for so long, the same as everybody else have. You know what I mean? And to see like our name like next to the, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? This is something really weird is happening here. There's never happened with another band. But I mean, like, yeah, like Mastodon is another one of my favorite bands. I was always into thrash bands, you know, as I growing up. Not so much now, I guess. I don't really listen to Slayer much anymore, and all the rest. I got to really be in the mood for that now. But Pantera, any mood, usually a Friday and a Saturday.
I love Pantera myself, as you know, Rich, and you know, I know Carl, Lamb of God. He's a big Lamb of God Slayer fan.
Yeah.
I love Slayer. I love 70s rock and 70s sort of. Yeah, I love the old Quo from the 70s, as they're my sort of. They were my first influences in music, and you know, I just love all that sort of 70s crunch on the guitar and heavy sort of thrashing guitar sounds. Mark loves Black Label Society and Clutch. I know Adam is a mad Jimi Hendrix fan, Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, as I am, and I think just throw it all in the mixing bowl and the way to go. You know?
Yeah.
I've got a slightly strange thing to show you then, Pete, that I'll bring to Pentre Fest. The other day when I was at the audio company that I work for, he gave me the backline and tech specs and rider for a Status Quo gig that they've done.
Oh wow!
I'll bring it and show it. You'd be quite interested.
I'm glad that came out like that, because when he started saying it, I got a bit worried where this was going.
Yeah. You can bring it and give it to me if you want. You know.
But no, it's quite an interesting thing, because he just like took it out of a folder and went, "Do you want a Status Quo like tech list?" And like, yeah, go on.
I just love the early 70s sound that they had, and you know, the Down the Dust Pipe and sort of the Pile Driver album. That was my stuff. Like, I love all the rawness, the raw guitars, and you can actually hear the sort of the want to actually progress things in their music. You know, it was all shit after that, but yeah, I just love 1970 to 1974. That era just did it for me.
I know what you mean. See, I'm probably the only person. It's mainly because my dad likes Status Quo. That when I was at Download and they were on the encore stage, out of our group of about like 60 odd people that we knew that were there, I was the only one stood watching Status Quo. So
yeah, they were good.
But Mark's favorite ever band is Queen, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a mad Queen fan.
Yeah,
and, you know,
which you can't really hear Queen in our music, you know what I mean? Like, I suppose, but Yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it?
You can see it in his dancing though.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
And you see,
with the
I'm
microphone.
I'm a power metal fan, and one of the greatest songs ever written was for me was by Queen, but it's one that nobody ever plays and they forget about it. And it's from
Yeah.
the Highlander soundtrack as well. It's called Princes of the Universe, and it's an
Ah,
amazing song.
yeah,
And to be honest, people don't realize it's Queen at first when they listen
Yeah.
to it, but
that's
then his
That
amazing.
voice
film,
kicks in, and
that
it's
Yeah,
film,
amazing, really is. I mean,
that film soundtrack is just outstanding.
there's a,
awesome, fair play.
so
We
with
digress.
regards to that, you've got the live show now to plan. Um, I, I'm going to assume you're still going to keep some old stuff in. So is it going to be a mix of the new album and the old stuff?
Yeah, we've been slamming it out the last few weeks and all the rest of it, and prepping it and stuff because we got a few specialities happening at the album launch and all the rest of it. We got Mike Myers coming out at one of our songs, which is Haddonfield, obviously, because it's about Halloween. There's a few different things and all the rest of it. But yeah, it's how would you say?
There's
Go on,
there's
Pete.
so much preparation that's gone into it, and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think we've literally we're all worn out with it all because it's such a sort of highlight for us because it's it's taken a lot of planning and then getting all the tickets together. At the beginning we were thinking, it's in the middle of the valleys, South Wales valleys, and are people going to want to come and see us there? But we were trying to sort of find a place where that was in the middle of everywhere, between Cardiff and obviously everywhere else surrounding areas, and it worked out extremely well for us. We've got some fantastic bands coming to join us,
yeah.
and Straight for the Sun and Six Sins till Sunday. We're both doing really well.
Yeah,
Um,
well, little plug for Straight for the Sun. They're actually playing our Metal to the Masses semi-final on the 13th of May in Wrexham as well.
Oh,
Fantastic.
there we are.
Good
They're a
luck,
cracking
boys.
band.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
they are
Yeah,
great, definitely.
they're full of energy, full of life, great songs, lovely people,
Yeah,
and they just jumped at the opportunity to come and support us, and we're really thankful.
yeah. Which is not nice because another band I won't mention where it is were Cox.
Don't mention it.
So,
But yeah, it's we put a lot of work into this, haven't we? You know what I mean? I'm prepping this, and like I said, I think when we recorded the album, I think none of us were expecting to, do the things where we have, I suppose. It's been a wild ride.
Yeah, and I think we're sort of we're still sort of pushing forward, and to get the actual even just 250 people just to pay to come and see us, it's just like whoa. I
Yeah,
know it's only we're still small fries in the bigger picture, but to us, that shows that we are sort of getting bigger within our own sort of locality, because we're bigger in England than we are in Wales.
yeah,
We
yeah.
go to the Midlands, and we ram the places.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, isn't it? Because we played, and to be honest with you, it's not really. We've got a few gigs in Wales coming up. Probably the first 6 months of this year, haven't we?
Yeah.
But we haven't played in Wales for God, probably 6 months before that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we played on the 10th of December, but probably before that we haven't played for ages. But
See,
it's kind of mad
this
because
would be the first time you played North Wales as well, wouldn't it? Pentre
it
Fest?
will be, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it is crazy. I don't know whether this got something to do with like we've played most of our biggest gigs in England. You know what I mean? Like we played main stage of Birmingham O2 and Hammerfest and all the rest of it. And I mean that was out of this world. You know what I mean? Like 2,500 people watching it and all that. But I don't know what I don't know. It's kind of strange. Like the Welsh scene is like outstanding in South Wales. Is wicked, right? But they don't really like the heavier music. You know what I mean? Like, and whereas like North Wales looks completely different. Do you know what I mean? It looks like there's a good amount of metal bands up there. Like, but metal bands don't really do too well in South Wales, which is another thing to be happy for the album launch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think it's probably because in North Wales we're probably the only people that actually really put bands on.
Really?
It's mad.
We're going on Saturday to Rill to somebody else's show, but other shows are very, very few and far between. So we're going down there. We're going to support them because obviously you do try and support the other guys. But talking of North Wales, while we are, we're going to try and tie you down to a Wrexham gig as well at some point.
Sounds good.
Because obviously Wrexham's the place to be with obviously with what's going on there and the football team, and you got Deadpool and the other fella.
If you come and play Wrexham, we can guarantee you'll meet Ryan Reynolds.
Does he ever dress up though? So I want to know.
What's that? Sorry.
Does he ever dress up as Deadpool?
Not in Wrexham.
Yes. Someone. Yes, Ryan Reynolds will definitely dress up as Deadpool. Deadpool wears a mask, doesn't he? Yeah, definitely. And it will. I promise you, it'll be Ryan Reynolds as well.
I love it.
How tall is he? We'll get Charlie.
You look so. You would not be in.
He's about 5'4" now, isn't
he? Funny because we do invite him to all our gigs, and when we have a Wrexham gig, we tag them in it and stuff like that, and tag Wrexham in it and stuff like that, just to see if it gets around. But no,
one day we're going to be there doing a gig, and we're going to turn around and go,
"What the hell? Is that Deadpool?"
He'll come in dressed as Deadpool, and I'll think it's my cousin or my nephew or something, and I'll be like, "Fuck off, now, Ben."
You never
got to pay to get in here, but fuck off.
I'd charge him anyway, even if it really was him. He's got enough money, and
too right. Yeah, too right.
we have actually been trying, and I've not had any luck at the moment, and I don't think it's going to happen. But the Wrexham striker Mullin wore his "fuck the Tories" on his boots. So obviously with the cunts headlining, I thought it'd be nice to try and get him involved. But I've basically hit brick walls trying to get in touch with him, to be honest. So I don't think that's going to happen.
We actually approached Kraken Rum not so long ago to endorse us, right? And we actually had an answer back. It was awesome, like.
Was it no?
Basically, I messaged them, right? And I kind of spoke to him like a pirate, right? Which is like stupid, right? I said, "Hardy, Hardies, would you be interested in endorsing the Kraken?" Look at it, right? But they got back to me in a pirate accent. Basically told me to fuck off.
Well, the thing is, what's the worst that can happen is they say no. You get something funny back, it's all good, isn't it?
Yeah. Honestly, it made my
but the thing is though, Rich, if someone from Kraken Rum watches this video, may I just say, who's laughing now? The fact that they've been on Kerrang, Planet Rock Radio,
and they're going to be playing Pentre Fest.
Yeah. We love blood stuff.
Have a phone call tomorrow. We made Arties. We just realised that we made a big error. sound more like a farmer from.
Awesome, lovely.
So, obviously, you've got your album launch show and things like that. Are you going to be bringing a similar set show to Pentre Fest, or are you thinking of mixing it up a bit?
Yeah, well, the album launch is going to be it's going to be like an hour and 20 minutes, I think it is. So unless you give us an hour and 20 minutes, But yeah, pretty much we're gonna play the whole new album.
Can you do half of it acoustically?
What's that?
Can you do half of it acoustically? We've got an acoustic stage outside.
Fuck no.
I love that answer. No messing around. No, fuck off. Go on. No.
Bad Earth for doing it.
Well,
Well,
yeah, but that's bad Earth.
Bad Earth aren't doing it, actually. It was supposed to be Geordie on his own. And he started calling himself Miserable Sinner
I
as
see
a
that.
solo act. But the other guys have wormed their way on. So, you know, bad Earth. They just want to play every year. That's the problem with them, you know.
What they've not thought about is that they're going to do their Bad Earth set, right, as Miserable Sinner acoustically. But what they've forgotten is that King Kraken are going to be stood in front of them going, "What the fuck are you doing, boys?"
There's your proper guitars, boys. Come on.
We're looking forward to that, man. We've only got one gig before that. So we've got our album launch, and we've got Gifford Arms. I think a week before that, and then it's Pentre Fest. So yeah, so it's gonna be a good one, man. We're looking forward to it.
Should be good. But I think you'll recognise a few faces as well from all the bands that are coming up to play. So I think you'll be in good company. And there's a lot of people that come to something like the Hard Rock Hell shows and things like that we've seen you pumped into.
Great.
Well, like Birmingham and Ibiza and that sort of stuff. So, and obviously Lullaby for a Unicorn are playing, so you catch up with Baxter again. So each of you, while he's not here, tell me 3 things that you like about Beanie.
I like his bald head.
I like his exit interview. Yes, boy, tell me a bit about this. Then he's gone.
Sorry about
that. Mate, how are you?
Green Terror.
Green Terror.
After the album comes out, we are releasing another single as well, called Veins, which is probably coming out the 3rd of February. I think that's what we kind of planning for. But it was meant to be coming out this Friday. But because Green Terror is doing so well, we've been asked to push it back. So it's going to come out in February now, I think, by the sounds of it. So yeah, that's quite cool. So if you want an exclusive as well, we'll be on Kerrang Radio on Friday as well. So woohoo!
What time?
Between 10 and 1.
Cool.
On the Johnny Doom show, so that's cool.
All right, Johnny Doom.
I'll get this out before Friday.
Yeah. It's kind of we've had a wild week. I gotta be honest, because we've had Planet Rock, Kerrang, and Primordial, top 10 as well. So everything all in 1 week. We've this is our 3rd interview in 3 days. You know what I mean?
Power Play magazine as well.
Yeah, Power Play magazine. It's. There's a lot of stuff going on at the moment, don't we?
So what we were just talking about, most important thing, new album's out on the 28th. Where can they get the album and where can they find it online?
Okay. So it'll be available on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, be available on all streaming sites. Literally all streaming sites. If you go to kingkraken.bigcartel.com, you can find all our bundle t-shirts. So every bundle has got the album mixed in with it. You can buy the album separately. That shop is going to be opening back up on the 27th. So fingers crossed. We'll start earning some money.
Be bringing merch with you to Pentre Fest, obviously.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
If we got any left.
But yeah, if we go to our Facebook is www.facebook.com/King Kraken UK. And Twitter is @KingKrakenUK. And that's it. Really, our website is www.kingkraken.co.uk. So yeah, happy days. Cool.
We got Instagram and TikTok too.
Go on then.
Short TikTok videos, just Rich in his shorts.
Yeah, it is actually. There's a couple on there. Showing his King Krakens off.
You can see King Kraken, February 25th, Mcleans Pub, Pentre, North Wales, 7:30 p.m. at Pentre Fest.
Yeah.
Should be awesome.
Woo.
See you there, boys.
Thank you, man.
Cheers, man.
Hey, we're King Kraken. This is our new single, Green Terror. Hope you enjoy. Woo.
Thank you.